you guys, the new ones. Welcome to my channel. Today's topic is about Jollofinas, the slay queen prostitutes, or the prostitute of the modern era, or the ladies who are free to embrace themselves to be, um, yeah, they're free to sell their bodies. So today's topic is about Jollofinas. Okay, we're gonna be talking about them, right? And it's a very weird topic though. Okay, so when I chose Jollofinas, right, was because of Bosayom Bougie and all others. So yeah, would you think slay queens Okay, so I'm gonna put a poll down here. And there's similarities, but no. Okay, so I want to talk about Jollofinas, the slay queens, the chicks who sleep for money, regardless of whether they stand at the side of the road or whether they are in clubs or whether they make arrangements for such guys. So, this topic, the reason why I came up with it, as I said, it was because of that chick who went on Progress and Short, Wendy, right? And she said, no, but Jolofina, they're not the same. They're not the same. Prostitutes are prostitutes, with Jolofina are different. So I want to know, Hore, what are Jolofinas? Because I want to know, like, what's the difference between a girl who meets up and sleeps with a guy and a woman who actually sleeps for imali? Is it the high ranking, like you're the modernized Jolofina, you're not like I just want like at first I didn't know what Jolofinas are, right? I just meant like it's just basadi ba ho jola. But then I realized that hey, Jolofina are literally ah God, what the heck? They are modern day prostitutes. So I was like, what's the difference? You guys are sleeping for money. They are actually yes, I do speak English. Actually I'm speaking in English. So Jollophina, right, is a popular African name to call slay queens, meaning girls, mostly South African women, who sleep with Nigerian men. Thank you very much. Um, so that is Jollophina, right? So we call slay queens because we think they're beautiful, they got money, they got places to be and everything. And then there is prostitutes. So now it is becoming a normal, like they're normalizing the fact that this thing of sleeping with men for money has always been there. It's just that women choose to do it differently. That's why it seems bad or something. So Prostitutes, obviously, they stand on the side of the road or wherever. They book an appointment, they sleep with the guy and pays them maybe a certain amount. Not that high, but enough for them to, pass by the day. Whereas slave queens, they sleep with a particular man and they get an allowance of maybe like 50, 20K or above. Like it's thousands, not just a normal amount of money. Like prostitute would get like 50 rand, 100 rand just for like an hour or two rand rounds, where a Jollofinah will get thousands of money, even flowers, even possibly a car or a house. They get a lot of money just to sleep with that particular guy. They don't disclose the relationship to the public. They don't, like, it's just a sexual thing. It's an agreement that now you are going to be my sexual slave. Or it can be a collective of group of men where they come and sleep with you and they always give you money. So some of them do have a pimp where they allocate this man for them, which is the same thing as prostitution. Like literally there's no difference. Like no matter how much I try to be like, you know what, maybe there is a difference between Jollofinah, slave queens, and prostitutes. Siafana. They're all the same. There's no difference. You sleep for men for money, you're a prostitute. Like one person was like, no, even if you sleep with more than one person, you regard it like as prostitution. I was like, that's not fair because there's some people they get raped. There's some people that are molested. There's some people they meet a person and they don't know the person is gonna play them. They're in love, but they've been played. I mean, you can't put it as a standard that if you sleep with more than one person, unguthi ungusifebe or you're a prostitute or what. Now I feel like regardless of how the Bible says it is sexual immortality, it's not fair right now because majority of people don't even put marriage at front, and some people actually feel this like it's the first time they've been in love and they just fall into it. Not everybody's that good into morality and keeping themselves, yeah, in a certain standard. So you find abantu ba tshwana le bo ke Dorky or ke Dorfi, whoever she is, and guys, they be bragging that they won't date South African men because South African men don't give them money. They want a Nigerian man. And I'm like, what's the difference than being a prostitute? You're doing it for money. This you literally just gave a reason that you won't date a guy who doesn't give you money. So vele vele is prostitution, right? So, guys, just tell me, what do you think about Jollofinas and slave queens and prostitutes? What is the difference? Is it because the other ones are richer, or is it the other ones are poorer? End of the day, you're doing the same thing at just different levels. I get there's us who are influencers, né? And then there are those who are celebrities. We are all in the public eye. We are all working with brands. We are all engaging with people. We all have those people who would come and take photos with us. And then the same thing, she said that some others are richer. Ne? They're richer. And then Rena, we are average. So that's like how I see it. That Jollofinah and slave queens are the higher modernized prostitutes. Whereas Bo the normal prostitutes, we call them, they are a lower income. Those are the ones who wait by the side of the road and they do all that. So that's how I see it. Let me do this. So that's what I understand about this thing. And the problem is that more and more people are, uh, or like they are justifying it. They're justifying that it's different, it's not the same, and these people, some of them just have men. for it. They have, like, nothing. I just feel like it's the same. Just because others are living in penthouses and some live in a 4 room. Yes, yeah, fine, lento, guys. Literally, I just feel like it's the same, and we have been screwed over. And the difference of a Jollofinah and a sequin. So, I think I'm gonna go on TikTok and see if I can get anything. Because apparently now there's even an outfit. Yaguti Yama Jollofinah, right? The Jollofinah outfit. So fine, we can just say this is an outfit. It got nothing to do with prostitution. Shabu, we're embracing it, which is great. But my problem is the term of it. Why? Now we find this one. Okay, this one is like quotation or something. Okay, great. It's back. So I'm gonna go on and Google on what actually are Jollofinas and what's the difference between. Just tell me, do participate in the poll and tell me what do you know about Jollofinas? What are Jollofinas? Okay, let's give a brief definition. Okay, so I'm gonna use the most popular platform, which is ChatGPT. So, what is a Jollofina? Jollofinas is a slang term that seems to be used by social media, particularly in South Africa and Nigeria. It refers to South African women. The fact that it's popular in South Africa, it hurts. It refers to South African women who are romantically involved with Nigerian men. The term plays on popular West African dish jollof rice, and with Jollofinah being a playful nickname for this woman. However, the term has sparked some debate while embracing it in a light-hearted, fun context. Others find it offensive and pointing out that using labels like Jolofina can reduce people's identities to their relationship or make assumptions about cultural connections. But think about it: if a lot of South African women are dating Nigerian men, it could be only one thing, right? So I'm gonna say, look, what's the difference? What? Okay, let me remove this. What is the difference between a Jolofina, a slave queen, and a prostitute? I want ChatGPT to tell me like this because so according to ChatGPT, right, a Jolofina, slave queen, and a prostitute are the following things. So a Jolofina is a slang term to describe South African women who are romantically involved with Nigerian men. The term is playful for some but can carry negative stereotypes, reducing women's identity to their relationship with a man from another culture. Then you come to a slave queen. This refers to a woman who is materialistic and seeks out a relationship with men purely for financial and material gain. The term slave queen here is used to imply that a woman is slave to your slave. Oh wow. Okay. A material wealth, often seeking out men who provide luxurious lifestyle without genuine emotional connection. The term is often viewed as pejorative, reducing a woman's value to the pursuit of material wealth. Also, slave is like slave. Who knew? Then a prostitute is someone who engages in sexual activities in exchange for money and goods. This is an occupation or a survival strategy, often driven by economic need for exploitation. It is a term in many places and comes in own complex social, legal, and moral judgment. Prostitution may be legal in some regions and is criminal to others. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the difference, right? Jollofinah's romantic relationship with a, a Nigerian, a South African with a Nigerian, with is the relationship between two cultural um differences. And then Slay Queen is a materialistic in pursuit of wealth through relationship. And a prostitute refers as a transactional sexual relationship for goods. So since now we know the difference, okay, in life. So now we know the difference. So a Jolofina is actually just women who love Nigerian men. South African women who love Nigerian men, right? It's name they give to each other. And then the slay queens are women who date for materialistic things. It can be with any man from any tribe. Whereas a prostitute is a person who lives like to survive. It's literally like an occupation or a job. So that's what they say. That's what ChatGPT tells us. That there's a difference between a Jolofina, a slay queen, and a prostitute. And a Jolofina is like Mnafanane, last time I checked, a Jolofina was the South African woman who's dating an Nigerian man for money, which is similar to a slay queen. And what a slave queen is pursuing only wealth to get money to live by. Just like a prostitute is getting money to live by, whether it's more or less for them to survive a day. At the end of the day, they're doing it to get money in order to get goods. Where Jolofina sometimes they're given either clothes or money or food or whatever or cars and slay queens as well. So I generally the main thing Yamokoro they all date for a pursuit of whether financial assistance, wealth, either way, right? So that's what ChatGPT says. Jolofina, slay queen, and a prostitute, right? And my point is that why would why are they giving each other different ranks? I mean, it's one and the same thing. You are you're in a pursuit of relationship with a guy for money. Why do you guys say you're different from prostitutes? Because prostitutes are lower income. They don't look as pretty as you guys are because you change weaves. Um you can do like what liposuction. Like for example, saying bougie, right? Saying Bushi went out and said like I mean, what it depends on what they're seeking. They're all seeking the same thing. There's some they seek money to help their families, right? Which is mostly what ad hoc prostitutes do. But what if a slave queen is also doing that? To be she's not only seeking to sleep with a guy for money, but she also seeks to get that money because she wants to take her family out of the financial distress they're in. Isn't that the same thing? They're all seeking to do something, whether it's a good or a bad thing. They're all sleeping to get something to assist them. Not to judge anyone, but we just want to know why do they differentiate themselves from other types of women who do the same thing but at a lower cost? Because you find a chick who sleeps with a guy and Omofa, they give them 5K, and sleep with another woman gets 500 or 200. And then you find Busayun Bougie who sleeps with a guy and then she gets paid 100K just for still having sex. It's like, I feel like it's a different financial hierarchy. You're all doing the same thing. It's just a financial hierarchy. And why do you guys say, oh, you're not part of our class. You're not part of our group. You cannot be seeing like as part of us. Yo, like I hate the fact that they are differentiating themselves and putting others down. Yo, when you're all slave queens, you're all sleeping for money. You're all supposed to be sisters. Slave queen, Jollofinah, prostitutes. You're supposed to be sisters and helping those who are prostitutes help become like you guys, slave queens and Jollofinas, because you're all looking to get yourself out of a financial crisis for a better life. Why say I am a slave queen? I'm different from a prostitute. How is that different? How is that not even the same thing? That like for now, I just feel like it's you wanna make your prostitution version better than the other type of people's prostitution. I genuinely feel that. I feel that's what they're doing. That's how I see this Jollofinah slay queen thing. Because even end of the day, even this research, it says exactly it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. They're all doing it. So let me give an example on Sayan Bushi, right? So Sayan Bushi is one of our popular um youngsters. She's a DJ. She is an influencer, and she is yeah, she's all that. They She sleeps with a guy for money, and she comes from a good household, which is why it's questionable why she slept with a man for money. She even started bragging about sugar daddies. Thank you, Jimmy. They'll all do it for a better life. Yeah, some for money and some are for drugs. They all sleep for that. They're all the same thing. They shouldn't differentiate. In fact, they're supposed to be helping each other level up rather than saying no. We are doing it because we need to finance ourselves. We need to get reason. Prostitutes also wanna finance themselves. They also wanna grow. Yo, but like I don't understand why they feel like they need to put other women aside. Why is it such a debate that we cannot be called prostitutes? You are prostitutes. You're sleeping for money, right? So, like I was saying, Sayom Bujine, she's a South African social media, and she has been in so many incidents. The first one was her sleeping with a DJ, who she said allegedly she said that she slept with DJ KB, and that guy leaked the video of them having sex. Question was why? And then the other one, she actually went online and said that she slept with the guy and that guy gave her 100K. She slept with another guy who kept on giving her money like 25K per month. And if you see her life, you would actually believe it because she goes on unbelievable trips. She did BBL. She got multiple. She had a Mercedes Benz at the age of 19. So, like 2019, like it was crazy. And she was almost jailed by a Nigerian guy, which is the same thing as a Jollofinah. So I feel like there's no difference. We all don't like backbiting, so we should be more punctual and not talk or backbite. Prostitution is totally unholy, and we cannot. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, the cat. Thank you. Ne, I made a video on YouTube about sexual immortality, right? And yo, regardless of the good comments I got there, but the other texts I got on other platforms when they saw that, they were like, you shouldn't judge people, we shouldn't be. And I'm like, it's wrong. And we have so many people talking about soul ties, soul connections, and how having sex with multiple partners, regardless of whether you're doing it for fun, whether you're doing it for money, whether you're doing it to get away from your childhood trauma, it is wrong, right? And like as much as we want to like we it's like we're trying to justify sin, to be honest. I feel like people are just trying to justify it, and they can't find ways to protect themselves. So Joseph says it's easy to feel good than get up and go to work every day. How is that? So, okay, let me process it in a different way. So me looking at different faces, different men coming in and out every day, in and out every yeah, I don't think I really don't think that they're having a good time. It's just they need to keep up with the persona. Different men. No, like sometimes sleeping with a man that some old geezer, and you're like, you have to look at no, no. I feel like it's not easy. Okay, yeah, fine. It's easier than going to work, but I feel like they can't even sleep as well. It's like I did it, so let me keep on doing it. Let me keep on doing it. Eventually, I'll get used to it. Exactly, cat. Like I can't. I feel like I just can't. I will definitely not be able do that my entire life. And just for materialistic things, like keeping up with the social trends. Like imagine now how many women are going are going out to sleep with a man just to get the iPhone 16. For example, this. Guys, no. I'm so sorry. So this photo I just showed you guys, it is a picture from Amapiano movie in South Africa. It shows how the struggles of the people go through in order to accumulate wealth and everything. And fine, some people they take the easy way out in situations where they need quick money, right? So they will sleep with an older guy or any other different male for them to finance themselves or get the money that they need to help their household. And yeah, fine. I personally can't judge them, but God does. And again, in the Bible, it says, if your brother or sister is lost, guide them. And if you find your brothers and sisters in such situations, you need to help them get out. I mean, how many of us could have went into prostitution, but some stick to selling candy or sweets, or for example, they on YouTube, they decided to do that, as their side hustles. Some went into dressmaking. Um, people go and upgrade themselves so they don't put themselves in such position. Fine, some put themselves into huge debts, but some even go on social media asking people for money because they don't want to put themselves in a position where they do this. And I feel like it's traumatic. True. Some of them are mentally like disturbed. That's why you find so many people into drag. Like for example, there is one of our popular influencers here. Allegedly, her sugar daddy or her ex-boyfriend who was married or is married or in a process of a divorce said that she is on substance. And based on her character, you would think that, right? Another case, rest in peace to both their souls, is AKA and I'm not sure what her name is. Is it Amanda? I'm not sure. They believe that both of them were on drugs, right? And she threw herself off a building, allegedly. And I was like, maybe that's one of the reasons why people do drugs. Being with certain people because of a certain image that they gain. This is for the Jollofinas and the Slay Queens. And I feel like some things that we do thinking that we're gonna have a better life is what's making our life even worse. Because we think that no man, For example, let's say a chick who has slept with more than two guys, you'd be like, what's the problem sleeping with another guy? What's happening? The minute you do that, you get used to the fact that if I could do that once, then I can do it multiple times and get away with it and not be traumatized. That's when now you're gonna go into clubs and sleeping with different people. I truly agree with it. It is addiction. Another one. Some of them are mentally disturbed and into drugs. Is that watching porn? True, exactly. There was a story that went controversial in South Africa about a couple that had two kids, and somehow the uncles who was living with them was making them watch porn. So when they got older, they started going into incest. Now this brother and sister sleeping with each other, and then it went on to the sister now being a porn artist, going to clubs and everything. And she said that it started by a young age where the parents would leave them with an uncle, and uncle would now make her and her brother sleep together. Now, it's a traumatic thing for others. I'm an older man, so you think a young woman can't love me? It depends on how young that woman is, right? It depends on how young that woman is. We're not talking about like 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And again, it also got to do with the age. Like if you're like 35, let's make it the highest, and you're with a 16-year-old, that I believe that child is not in love with you. She's in love with what you're providing for them. If it's like, for example, we have Tato Fox. She's a YouTuber as well. She's 30 something and her husband is like 40 something or 50 something. Okay, those are two full grown adults. So it also got to do with the age, and yeah, the age difference, and how mature the girl is. So it's not always about or they can't love you. There is a possibility of being with a woman who's younger than you and she loves you, genuinely for you, same as, you know, you'd love her. It's about the age difference and how old is the girl in the issue. So there's a trending one. I think maybe I can find it. Of the pastor dating. He's like 40 something and the girl is like 14, 16. So they went controversial on Twitter because she was sleeping with the guy for money, and for people to start going on social media looking for it was because the girl went on to saying that my boyfriend got me a phone, and then they started doing a research. You're like, why is your boyfriend buying you so expensive stuff? How old is your boyfriend? Like, what's going on? So that's when they started doing deep diving, and they find that the pastor is actually a married man and he's extremely old. And it went far as to finding that finding out that the wife didn't even know about this. And I'm like, nah, she knows. No, you too old. You're 54. I'm 27. That's too far. That's a big one. That's a big gap. That's a big gap. First and foremost, what conversations will I have with you, Jimmy? That's the first question. That's the thing, Joseph. Tell me, what conversations will you and me have if I, at the age of 27, and I decide to let me date you, Jimmy? What, wh- what do you think that my mindset is at this age for me to date a guy at that age? That's like it. Oh my God, you guys are watching him. So now I just feel like that's hard. That's a really huge one. That's a huge one. So I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna find that pastor who was dating a 16-year-old girl in South Africa. It went an uproar because when they found out that this guy was actually dating this girl from childhood. So this is the pastor and the 16-year-old girl. Tell me, tell me. So allegedly, this guy's like in his 40s, and this girl is 16 and has started dating her when she was 14. So basically, he's a huge pedophile. Like that's a huge pedophile. Like that's like how, like you're literally molding her to be the woman that you want. I feel like no, it's sorry to insult you. No, it's okay, Jimmy. You were expressing yourself. It's a safe space here. It's a safe space. So um the pastor Vel, I feel like he does have issues. Yeah. I feel like the pastor had I feel like yes, the girl has daddy issues because her mom, I feel like she, in general, she has family issues because her mom didn't feel the need to ask her daughter, where is she getting all this food that she's getting every time she comes from school? Where does she get all the money to do her hair? Why is she always with a new phone? Or she's going to places, she's wearing all this. Like, or was she lying to her mom and saying she is an influencer and so forth? Thank you, Kat. Um, So my question is, as a mother, and you see your daughter coming back home with an iPhone 15, and you know very well you cannot afford that, and you see her like, I think there's something wrong. I genuinely think there's something wrong. Bye, Joseph. I hope you enjoy your time at work. Thank you for watching. So, like, my question was that if we find people like this, where a 16-year-old is dating a 44-year-old guy, and we justify and say it's her body, it's her choice, what are we saying to other girls out there? Bye, Joseph. Thank you. Stay blessed too. Yeah. So my question is, exactly, how can you get the iPhone that we can't get? Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you very much. So my question is that, because at first I thought like, no, this girl might be some influencer or some bitch. Then I found out that she's actually dating a pastor. So I wanna get her her like a video where you see her actual reaction, right? Like, okay, found it. Like, it's disturbing. It's really disturbing. Now you're like, how do we even justify this? How do we even raise people? Okay, so there's it. So thinking waiting. My men, like every after school, I had to choose make anything. Every after school. But today I went with pizza. And then tomorrow I'll decide which ones will get in. So yeah. Imagine you seeing your daughter say, my boyfriend buys me food every after school. When as a mother, you come back home and you find your child with different types of takeaways, and you know very well that you can't afford that. You can't afford that. Like, what do you even say about it? Like, okay, so fine. So now I find, now I found the other video, right? Where she got the iPhone. She was 16 and this guy was 45. I know, guys, no. Imagine. Imagine. I thought it was 40 something. It's actually 55. And I heard that his wife can't have kids. and her husband is sleeping around with kids. And this guy is a pastor, not just an ordinary old guy who's just got a job and decided to fall for a girl. This is a pastor. This is a guy who holds a Bible and preaches the word of God. This is a guy that a lot of people look up to. Yeah, now he's around with somebody's kids. With somebody kids. She's a kid. Like, she's a kid. She doesn't know. Like, me sleeping with an older guy for a phone actually hurts me as a person. I don't know. Like, when this thing was trending, it's either a few months back, as time flies, it was traumatizing for me. Like, it was one of those things of like, what if I have a child and she does this? What if she does this? Ne? When I think she's at school, yeah, now she's out there with an somebody's husband, waiting to get an iPhone and a pizza. I'm sending her to better her life. Yeah, now she's there to get a brand new latest phone, nama pizza, and bragging on social media. I was traumatized, guys. I was traumatized. It was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I understand why people don't want to have kids. Yeah, 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 yeah. The future looks so scary for such people. It looks so scary.
So guys, we're just talking about how we met.
Due
So
demonstration of
yay,
face, like anyone that stays the same and life still goes home. Um,
damn, okay, I sharp.
yeah, well, kind of. I don't know what to spend it, but that is true. It's just the thing is that how do you even how do you even say like shout me please. Oh, Muhammad Ali. Oh, Ali Muhammad. Is this how you want me to shout? I don't know how loud it, but welcome to life. I love you guys. Thank you. But guys, tell me something. If you knew a young girl or a young guy with an older man, would you keep quiet about it? Tell me, what would you do? Would you like if like tell me? No. Okay. So tell me, and how would you go about it? Because you find abantu fana no Kanyimba, right? Kanyimba started off by dating an older guy. They dated and somehow became so famous, and now she's like a multi-millionaire. Tell me, like it is one of those things where I like it's such a topic that scares me about this thing. So when I read from ChatGPT, it made sense that slave queen is actually a slave to materialistic things. Like you guys said, it's an addiction. You're now addicted to living off sleeping with multiple guys just for money. It makes a whole lot of sense right now why people would do that. So, as I feel like we need an awareness campaign for such people because so like this guy's talking about different types of slave queens. Okay.
Slay queen law with low maintenance. Kona wabuse. There's difference, yeah, slay queen. Is it? Yeah. Okay, these ladies, the difference is slay queens about good level.
Like I said before. Okay, so this guy's basically saying there's a different types of slay queens, right? There are those are high maintenance, and there are those who are low maintenance, right? Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I hope you also have a channel so I can subscribe back. So, those are different types of slay queens. There are those who are high maintenance, which you find Bosayom Bougie, right? Let me look for her picture so you guys can see who I'm talking about. For those who do not know, um, sleeping for money, Sayom Bougie, sleeping for money. So she's the high maintenance one, the richer one, right? The one who gets money. Yeah, Shama, get used to it, hey? I know the live they say I got 1,000 people who was watching my live, but when I look up, it's like 1, 2 people. So I have faith. I have faith. And again, people don't like spending such a long time watching things. I guess maybe that's why they they they, they tend to tune out really quickly and they like shorts and everything. But they do come back, Sham. There's a time when you're gonna see that number coming back again.
Are you looking? So, have you been in love or you just date? What's your reason of dating right now? Yeah, I don't date. I'm not dating right now.
Thank you, Kat, for
But I have been
staying.
in love. Are you not dating? No. Are you looking?
Thank you.
So, what was your girlfriend allowed?
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, it is. On 100. On 100. When you don't give allowance? Hey, man, you guys live in a different world, man. So how much was your allowance? Just in case other guys wanna know, like, what to what's the minimum entry? Oh, but this was a real bag, hey? So what was the allowance? This was a real bag. Yeah, what was the allowance? It was maybe 50 every week. Wow! 50,000? For sure. Are you fucking kidding me? What? Pela Life was like almost around that amount. So this guy was giving you 50K a week? Yeah, just for staying home. I wasn't a DJ. I wasn't really an influencer. I wasn't hosting. As long as I'm staying home. He bought her out. Fuck. If you... So what was your girlfriend allowed?
Yeah, so she was that high maintenance slay
Yeah,
queen.
it is. On 100.
She was a high slay queen. Angathola imali just for sleeping around. That's what we heard. Just for man, guys. Like Obana as a housewife, sharp, but not just for random guys, bruh. Like for nights, just that's like traumatic for me. Like really, it's too traumatic for me to be in a relationship where I'm expected to stay home just to have kids. Hi, Amari and friends. Welcome to my live. Do comment and do like and do vote. There's a poll down there. Welcome. So the topic today is about jollof queens, slay queens, and prostitutes. So yeah. So that's the topic today. Exactly. And like how many times are you going to be sexually involved for money? Let's say there's this guy decides already he doesn't want you anymore. And when I you stayed, what are you gonna do? Like what tell me, are you going to now be like, yeah, you can't leave me or you're not gonna get a new guy? Oh, Mari, I'm from South Africa, so the time here it's 7:30. So it's your eh. So now I'm looking at like videos I can find on TikTok about the difference between slay queens and prostitutes. Like, yeah, what type of women are y'all dating? I like Sol Peng Duke. If you guys know Podcast and Chill, you can know. Hopefully, I'll find.
So, yeah. Wait, you were in ICU. Yeah. Woman didn't show up. No. So, I liked her so much. Hey, Joe. No, so I called her and then, what you know, she took a cab. The cab, and going home. Imagine. Cash up. The next day, she's asking me for money for nails. I'm like, I'm in ICU. Next time you choose a woman, come through. Come to the uncles. You know, I trust them. Come to
Hello, Cat. Welcome to Cat Your Essay. Thank you, love. Oh, my friends, happy birthday. Happy pre-birthday. Since your birthday's tomorrow. Hope you enjoy it. So now ask yours. That's the question I'm asking myself. So now, what do we classify those type of chicks now? You're dating. You just met up with this person. Nothing was meant for anything. Jiggy Jiggy now she thinks that she can ask you for money for cab, for nails, for food, and everything. Is she now regarded a prostitute or a slave queen, or she's just self-appointing herself to be a girlfriend that needs you to finance? I am asking, like, it's kind of weird, mind you, because a lot of women now are doing it. I've heard a lot of people say that, Bona, they date someone and they expect that person to pay their bills, to give them money to it. Wabana, there's a difference between when you're dating someone or when you're sleeping with someone and that person says, you can come over and I'll pay for your cab. Okay. That's when I was like asked for, like I was once asked by my friend Arichomi, can you please give me money to pay for the Uber? Then my boyfriend will pay me, or my partner, whatever, will pay her so that she can refund me my money. So I wanted to know the difference, Okoti. Is she now, like, I mean, like, she's getting her money back, or am I wrong? Is she a prostitute or she's just asking for her money back? Like, well, I feel like people just don't have anything. Like, people are just lazy. I was telling some people, like, yeah, I don't think it's because we have high unemployment in South Africa. I just feel that people just don't want to work. They want to be famous. They want to live in good places. They just want to live a good life, but they don't want to work. So they use sex or relationship as the way for them to escape the reality, as it's not even about um what they like. It's not about the situation at home. It's just them not wanting to work. They're just too lazy. They just want the easy life because they see celebrities not showing the true lives of, this is my life, this is how I got here. So they think, oh no, man. For example, Mihlali has not really disclosed to people on everything. And like, let's say for example, she grew her brand. She went to L'Oreal, she went to all these campaigns, and she grew herself to be who she is. But then now it came to the man she was dating. Oh my gosh, Cat knows my favorite color. Oh my god, Cat, like, okay, yeah, that's my favorite color. Thank you, Cat. And like, that's the thing. How like, I feel like it's so unfair. Like, she like, fine, let's say she grew her brand and she got where she is, but then the person she was dating made it look that's how she got up the ladder. So guys, let me not drag this thing. Nah. Let me not drag this long enough. Oh my, oh my gosh. Wow. I'm just saying, guys, I'm ending the live, right? It's been long enough. I started this live at 6 o'clock. So I love you guys. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye. So stay oriented. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, why is it taking so long to end now? Okay, now this thing just jammed. It doesn't want me to end. Okay, guys, bye bye.